So question 5 says factor by grouping. So factor by grouping, we use this when we have four terms present. So we have a 2x squared plus an 8x plus a 5x plus a 20. So I'm gonna rewrite this problem down here. This 2x squared plus this 8x plus this 5x plus this 20. And it's not about it to kind of give them a little bit of space to breathe a little bit so we can show the work a little bit easier. So the strategy to factor by grouping basically means to use parentheses. Now, instead of using parentheses, what I'll use is actually a box. So what I'm going to do is put a box around the first two terms. I'm going to put a box around the second two terms. Now, when I put boxes, these things are actually understood to be terms, so they're now going to be considered added together. So I'm going to have this and this. So when I do this, there's actually an imaginary plus sign right here. So it's just understood to be there. So as I move forward, once we box the first two and the last two terms, what I want to do is I want to find the GCF of each box binomial and factor it out of each. So if I look at the, hey there. So sorry with the interruption there. So as we look at these first two terms, notice how there's a 2 and 2 x's and 8. Notice how 2 is a factor of 8, and this also has an x. So what we're seeing is a 2 and an x are common factors, or in other words, it's the GCF. So when I factor those out, I'm dividing them out. So when I divide the 2 out, it's gone. If I divide an x out, that leaves me an x. If I divided 8 by the 2, that's going to leave me a 4. If I divide the x out, it's no longer there. You can always double check this by multiplying it back through. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x. So if I look at this next box, notice that they both have a 5 in common. So since it's a positive 5, I'm going to bring out a positive 5 or a plus 5. I'm going to actually bring down my plus sign there. And then I'm going to use my parentheses and write the remaining piece that's left. So since I divide the 5 out, that just leaves me the x. If I divide a 5 out of the 20, that's going to leave me a 4. So I have this x plus 4. So find the GCF of each box binomial and factor it out. So that's what we did there. So this 2x was a common factor between the first box, and the 5 was the common factor of the second box. So now what I want to do is I want to identify the common binomial and factor it out. So notice at this point, this x plus 4 is a common binomial. And what we want to do is we actually want to factor that out. So it actually comes out. So this x plus 4 is actually going to, oops, went to the wrong color there. So this x plus 4 is going to come out since it's in common with both. And then what's going to be in the second set of parentheses is what's remaining, which is the 2x and the 5. And so that is now going to be considered factored because it's got a binomial times a binomial. So that's what we're looking for. So the answer should be a binomial times a binomial. And again, the parentheses are going to be representing multiplication here. So this x plus 4 is being multiplied to the 2x plus 5. So again, the things in parentheses are going to be called factors. So the x plus 4 is called a factor, and the 2x plus 5 is called a factor. Because remember, factors are connected by multiplication. So it kind of takes care of this example, number 5.